Hey, alright, here we are, back for video numero trace. Yeah, alright, we're gonna continue our playthrough for Symphony of the Night. I'm almost done with the first castle. Just got a couple more things to do. We just fought the succubus. And as I was explaining in the last video, you get a trophy when you do it called "You're Tearing Me Apart, Lisa." And oh, I hope there's someone that's watching this that gets that joke. Obviously, the person that named the trophy had a had a good sense of humor, because that's good stuff. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Anyway, so yeah, whoops. There's a boss we're gonna fight here real quick. Now, you can fight this boss a long time ago in the game, like early on, so this boss is gonna be extremely easy. Not that any of the bosses have been that hard. And no, that was not the boss. Although, yes, that was easy, but that was just one of the boss's little slippery snakes. Slippery little snake. Anyway, here's the real boss, but again, won't pose much of a challenge. Hello. Oop. Oop. Look at that. You were easy. Now, I get a cape from this boss, but I don't think it's better than the one I have. Maybe it is. Crystal Cloak, let me see. Oh, well, my defense is up, so yeah, guess we're gonna do that. I like how the cloak is kind of transparent. If you stand on a edge and you hold up, Alucard kind of wraps it around himself, and you can see that you can, like, see through the cape, which is kind of cool. I wish it could, like, make you invisible or something. But anyway. Scimitar. That's a Jumpin' Jehovah James, that's a scimitar. Jontron. I think I referenced it in my last video, or the one before, surviving edged weapons. Jumpin' Jehovah James, that's a scimitar. Could be a Zweihander. Jumpin' Jehovah James, that's a scimitar. He's gonna want to avoid those slugs making contact with the baddie. I love Jontron. If you haven't watched Jontron, go watch him. Anyway, so I love this part. What am I gonna do? Little things like that, little details like that, just make this game awesome. Alright, so die, Toad. So going underwater does hurt you. You can get an item that lets you breathe underwater, essentially. And I'm gonna be honest, I never even get it because there's nothing down there, unless I'm like 100%ing the game. Technically, if I remember right, you do get a better ending if you uncover like over 180% of the map. And I know you're probably going, how do you get 180%? Well, because there's 2 maps in this game. If you get the secret ending, it unlocks a second castle, which I'm gonna do that, but I can breeze through that pretty quick. But yeah, if you get over 180%, you get like a better ending. You still get, basically, if you just fight the boss, Richter, on this castle, and you just fight him and basically kill him, you get the bad ending. But if you go through and you get the the ending where you break the curse on him, and then you go to the other castle. That's basically the good ending, but like I said, if you do the map thing and you uncover so much of the map, then you get the better good ending, if that makes sense. Anyway, so you want to hit that switch, which drops down that skeleton ape, and it also drops down this skeleton ape. Now if you noticed, in the room where I hit the switch, there was like a little wooden bridge, and the skeleton ape broke it with his barrel. So as you can see, we have another little bridge. Stupid frogs, they're like those little hunchback guys. Super annoying. Alright, so here you want to keep your distance. If you get too close to the skeleton ape, he'll throw the barrel, but you don't want him to throw it too early because you want to get him to throw it on the bridge. So we're going to stand here, he'll throw it, that breaks the bridge, gives us a heart max up. I'm not going to kill you, Mr. Skeleton, because you helped me, thank you. And then we can drop down here. And abandoned pit to the catacomb. I love the music in this. Well, this whole game has great music. Nope, not gonna save it. That's one thing I hate about rushing through this part, is I don't get to listen to the music as long as I would like to, because I do love this music. But it stops here because we got a boss. Old Cerberus. Hey, doggy. So he's pretty easy. You can just duck his attacks. Obviously you can use Soul Steal if you start getting low on health. Wow. I don't think I even took damage from that. Alright, so now... there's a switch up there. How do you get that? I shall show you. Those stupid things take way too many hits. Alright, so go down here, go to the right. Gremlin. In the original game, they're called like Ukobek or something, which I'm sure that's probably like Japanese for something. Teleport room, unlock that. Yes, I'm aware I missed an item, but I don't want that item. It's going to clutter up my inventory. I'm never going to use it, so that's why I didn't get it. Just walk right into it, dummy. When I used to get really bored, I would... Oh, shoot. I was gonna say I would get bored and then I would do Soul Steal on all the flames. Just like that. Alright, so let's see here. Oh yeah. Familiars. Yes, I realized that what am I doing? I got the sword card a long time ago and I could have turned it on, but I didn't just because I don't care. So, obviously, the sword card and the demon card, you can only turn on one at a time, but it summons a little familiar and they follow you around, and mostly they attack. There are a couple that heal, which I never really use those ones. Once they level up quite a bit, they can be
There's a switch.
Pretty handy.
Perhaps I should press it.
Like leveling up the demon guy will give him like fire attacks and ice attacks. lightning attacks. And the bat, you can get a bat familiar, which I think is really cool because first of all, you know, you're half vampire, so it would make sense to have a little bat companion. Also, if you have the bat familiar, summoned, and then you turn into a bat, the higher level your bat is, it will summon other little bats, well not little, but you know, other bats to follow you in like a little row. And like you can get an ability that lets you shoot fireball as the bat. So it's kind of cool because you can basically, if you have the bat familiar and he's high level, you can turn into a bat like this and it'll summon a whole bunch more bats. So, you know, there's you and then you're familiar and then you can get up to like, I think it's like 4 more bats. And when you shoot your fireball, they all do. So you can really actually do a lot of damage with that. It's you know, takes a while to get that set up, obviously, but when I was younger, I used to play this game for hours and figure out all kinds of little stuff like that, so yeah, my favorite familiar is either the demon or the bat. To be honest, I probably would say the bat, just because for aesthetic reasons. I'm a vampire, I gotta have a bat follow me around. But the demon's cool too. He can be useful. Some of the familiars I find almost worthless. Like the sword card, it's okay, but like his attacks are so slow. Like half the time the enemies will move before he even starts his attack sequence, so like he just completely misses all the time. He's kind of worthless. And let's see, what did I just get? The Bloodstone. There's blood healing ability. So this thing is pretty good. The Ring of Ares, it ups your attack, but as you can see, it really drains your defense. So there is one part where I do use that item, which you'll see later, but anyway. Thing was about to shoot out a big electric or energy ball, and my demon was like, "Shut up," like Kevin with the furnace. Shut up. Okay, now, I'm sorry. I don't mean to waste anyone's time here, but I don't remember if there's anything real useful down this way. So, I just gotta find out. Wait. Am I going... Shoot, yeah. You know what? Whoops, never mind. I do have to go that way, but I'm gonna go that way last. Alright, this is where I want to go. Alright. Big old slime. And then these guys. I like how how those skeletons run after you take out the little thing. Alright, so this is why we need the bat and the echo. Obviously, without the echo, good luck navigating this. I mean, I'm sure there's some ways you could cheat, but what's the point, right? Gotta do this legit. I had a friend, speaking of cheating, I had a friend a long time ago when I was younger. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. This was, you know, like when the PS1 was fairly new, and, Metal Gear Solid was fairly new, and, you know, a bunch of my friends and I had the game and played the game and loved the game. Another Konami classic, speaking of which, but anyway, so we were talking about Metal Gear Solid, and he was like, I'd like the game more if it was harder, but the game's too easy. Now, I mean, I get it, some people, you know, are just better at some games than others, but I think most people can agree that, like, Metal Gear Solid was a decent challenge of a game. I mean, even if you were a pretty avid gamer, so naturally my friends and I kind of responded to him by, like, saying, what do you mean? Like, the game's not, you know, I mean, it's not, like, extremely super hard, but it's a challenging game, you know? It's not known as a extremely easy game. Anyway, we're gonna equip our Spike Breaker armor so that we can just do this now. Oh, look at that. Spikes don't hurt me. Hey. Anyway, so, we were like, what are you talking about? The game's too easy. And he's like, well, all you gotta do is equip the little stealth suit. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a suit that you could get in the game that, like, made you invisible, basically. And since, you know, the game is, like, 90% stealth-based, the suit did make the game extremely easy. However, in order to get the stealth suit, you had to... I just want to get one of those monster vials, then I'm gonna do this cool little... I always enjoy that. Anyway, in order to get the stealth suit, you have to, like, beat the game under certain conditions, and it's like, it's not easy. I'm starting to like this stopwatch a lot less because I'm realizing it doesn't work on a lot of enemies. I'm just gonna steal your soul. Or not. No, no Dark Metamorphosis. Sorry, hard. There we go. Anyway, so you had to beat the game, and I think you had to do it, like without being spotted, or without being spotted, like, more than, like, you know, 3 times or something. I don't remember. I just know it was an extremely difficult challenge, but if you could do it, then you unlocked the little stealth suit. And naturally, as I said, you had to beat the game, you know, to even do it. Anyway, so if you're wondering what that Dark Metamorphosis does, after you cast it, while you're glowing red, like I am, if you do any attack that, like, sheds blood, you heal a little bit of health, but you have to be using, like, a, you know, like a knife or a sword weapon, obviously. So I like the big arrow there. Like, way to give it away. See, so in this game you have arrows that point to a wall that clearly are breakable, and then you have walls that you have to go through as a bat, and then backwards as a wolf, and... Anyway. Stupid Discus Lord. Man, I have had about enough of you. I'm gonna be honest, I hate to admit this, but I don't know what that does. That little item with the shield on. Quit hitting me. Come on, demon, what are you doing? There you go. I was gonna say. Doing all the work here, man. You're gonna be on thin ice, Mr. Demon. Just start pulling your weight. Anyway, so yeah, you can cast Dark Metamorphosis, and then if you like are using a sword or a dagger and you fight an enemy that bleeds and you make him bleed, you know, heal a little bit of health. And it's such a specific, you know, a specific thing, and you don't even heal that much health. It's not worth it at all. Walk armor that increases your defense based on your map coverage. But since I usually don't explore much, it usually isn't worth it for me. Let me look. Yeah, it's my spike breaker is better. As you can see, there's, well, I don't have a whole lot of the map on cover, but there's some decent amount of map I haven't uncovered. It's funny because that upper right corner, I don't even go up there. It's funny, I just skipped that entire part of the game. Now this boss is really cool and really gross. I remember fighting this boss when I was younger, and I literally just stood there and stared at the screen for a minute before I realized, like, what, like, look at this, look at this. Oh, that's just not right. It's just a giant sphere of, like, naked zombies, basically. Although they don't scream, they scream like humans. And it's like, man, I don't know who thought of this boss, but it's effed up, but it's really cool. And then you can, like, obviously, as you just saw, you can, like, take out big chunks of it, and you see all the body parts just fall, and it's like... Speaking of which, the achievement for defeating this boss was let the bodies hit the floor, which I'm like, okay, that's pretty appropriate.
Dark Metamorphosis.
No, not Dark Metamorphosis. I keep doing that instead of my Soul Steal. Alright, let's try this again. So, yeah, you can just damage the center part enough and it just kills the whole thing. I mean, obviously you can take out each little section. There we go. Got pretty creative with these bosses. That one, and then there's another one in the second castle that's really gross. Like, just the idea of it is like, what were they thinking? James Rolfe. Anyway. Now, I'm gonna be honest. This is the weapon I use against, Maria when you have to fight her, because it's strong against, like, Holy. Strong versus Holy, I believe. Yeah, there we go. But I usually would just fight that boss just for the sake of fighting that boss. Because in the original, like I said, the North American version, you don't have to fight Maria, so getting that weapon is pointless. But I like fighting that boss just because it's so gross. Do I want to use Ice Brand? Yeah, I do. Ice Brand's better than the Shield Rod. Until I get the Alucard Shield. Alright, so let's see. I was gonna buy a library card, but I think I had 3, so I don't need another one. Oh, this is pretty pointless, but I may as well do it just... So, there's another... Up here, you can go in here, and there's another... fairy card. Which is weird, because in the... Yeah, there's 2 fairies, and you can see they're spelled different. And that wasn't... It wasn't like that in the, North American version. There was only 1. And so I'm gonna be honest, I have not yet figured out what the difference is between the two fairies in this one. Because I know in the North American one, it was the fairy would just heal you. So I don't know if one of these fairies actually attacks and one heals. I've never bothered to find out. Alright, so now we want to... There's one last thing we have to do, well, maybe two, before we go to the second castle. So let's see, we want to go up to, yep, this one. You know what, as long as we're here. We're gonna fight a boss just to get the life max up. I couldn't imagine that boss even being difficult if you don't have a good weapon, because the boss has that knockback, you know, feature where you hit him, whatever, and it like flinches. So as you can see, you can just keep hitting it, and it just like never attacks you. I always thought, why would you put that feature on a boss that you can literally just keep hitting it over and over, and it literally like prevents it from doing anything. But like I said, it's an easy, I don't even need the sword, but whatever. It's an easy life max up, so that's why I did that. Whoops. Now anyway, I'm gonna go up here, because there's a bunch of easy life max, well not a bunch, there's two life max up and 2 heart max up, and then the ghost card, which lets you summon the ghost, which is basically a little skull that flies around. I don't find him incredibly useful, but I wanted those heart max ups and the life max ups, so okay. Oh, my bad. That's not right. Okay, so there's one last thing. So after we fought the succubus in the nightmare, we get an item called the gold ring, and it says, if you look at the description, it says where ... clock ... And you know, you might be going, what the heck does that mean? Oh geez, I knew I didn't have enough momentum. So I'll explain the ring in a minute. I'm just getting to the other ring. There's a silver ring that you can get that fills in the blanks. Alright, here we go. So get your spike breaker armor, and obviously you need the mist as well. You can't cheat your way through. I mean, I suppose you could glitch the game or whatever, but as I was saying earlier, and I never really finished my story, well, hold that thought.
Alucard, have you seen Richter?
There is a Belmont here. You were right about that.
I knew it! Where is he?
The one I saw was with the enemy. He called himself the Lord of this castle.
What? That's impossible! You're wrong! I have to go.
My home planet needs me. I have to go now. Name the reference. Alright, so if you look at this, it says in room. So we're in clock room. Which is funny because the North American one said we're in clock tower. Which was confusing because it's a room in the center of the castle. It's not really in a tower, so I was confused when I played this the first time, and I was like, we're in clock tower? What clock tower? So I was going up to, you know, the upper parts of the castle thinking that's a tower. One of those translation fails, I guess. Anyway, my friend back in the day, back to that story, was like, Metal Gear Solid is too easy because you just put on the stealth suit, and we're like, as I was saying earlier, like, you have to do a lot of difficult stuff to unlock the stealth suit, so, you know, obviously the stealth suit was like a reward for doing something nearly impossible. And so we all pointed that out to him, like, you know, you don't just start the game with the stealth suit, you have to beat the game, and not only do you have to beat the game, but you have to, like I said, do it and like, not be seen, or only be seen, like, 2 or 3 times or something. It was just ridiculous. Or maybe you had to beat it on, like, the hardest difficulty, something like that. But either way, we were like, you know, getting the suit is you know, extremely difficult, and he was like, oh, that's how you get the suit? And we were like, well, yeah, how did you get the suit? And I don't remember how, but essentially he cheated. I want to say he used like some type of a Game Genie type device or something. I'm pretty sure it was something like that. He used some kind of cheating device. Oh, I just used that and I just got the stealth suit. And we were like, so let me get this straight. You're complaining that a game is too hard, or too easy, but you cheated at it. And he was like, well, I guess when you put it that way, we're like, morons. Alright, so now, I don't know why I always step out of the room to do this. You don't have to, but I always do. Alright, so equip the silver ring and the gold ring, and go into here. Now, speaking of good music in this game, this next section has like super creepy music, and I love it. Not that music. Let me go put these other things back on here. I'm not gonna save it. And you know what I just remembered? I'm gonna equip the Morbigill, because we're gonna fight Maria in a second here. And the Holy Mail, which will pretty much, I think she just does 1 damage to you with the Holy Mail on, so. Alright, here we go, creepy music. Right? Like, creepy. This is another one of those sections of the game that's like, it's so short, you know, you can be in and out of this room in like 10 seconds, so I feel like it's kind of a waste, because you don't get to enjoy the music. Anyway.
Alucard?
That voice. Maria?
I'm sorry. You were right. He is with the enemy.
Richter Belmont, in league with Dracula.
He must be under someone else's control. We can't hurt him, whatever we do.
But he must be stopped.
Yes, but can you? Then for all our sakes, show me that you will.
Well, quit throwing tigers at me and I will. Oh no. Like, it is annoying, but it does like 1 damage to me.
You're stronger than I am. You can save Richter.
No kidding.
Will you? Please?
I can't promise that, but I will stop him.
If it must be that way. Here. I found these. Take them.
And these are?
If you wear them, you can see beyond illusions.
Thank you. I go to find Richter. Stay and pray for him.
I'm quickly realizing that the fact that they don't use punctuation at the end of those dialogue windows is getting on my nerves. I am a grammar Nazi, so there's that, but you notice that? Like, they have punctuation throughout the dialogue box, but like at the very end of each box, there's no period or nothing. It's a small thing, but through my last playthrough and this playthrough, I'm like, why is there no period at the end of that sentence? Alright, so yeah, now that you have the holy glasses, now that I have the holy glasses, we can go fight Richter. Open up. And yeah, that'll let us break the curse and save him rather than kill him. If we kill him, then we get the bad ending. And we miss out on the entire second castle. Come on. One thing I gotta admit, when I first figured this whole thing out that you could get the second castle, I'm like, oh, that's, you know, awesome, because it's basically doubles the length of the game. There's new bosses and everything in the other castle, and I just gave it away. I was gonna say the big like wow was that it's upside down. It just literally takes the whole castle and flips it upside down. And the first time I played it, I was like, it was disorienting. It was like, why did they do this? I mean, it's cool, but like I kept like thinking I'm gonna fall into outer space. I don't know why I had trouble saying that. And that's one of my like real life fears. Think about how terrifying that would be. I don't know why, what made me think of that one day, but I was like, what if something happened to the Earth's rotation and there was no longer like gravity to keep us on the Earth, and like we essentially would fall up, you know, until we obviously would just die. But yeah, I know it's morbid, but and I like how when you teleport around here, if you notice, your familiar doesn't teleport with you. He has to legit fly from one room all the way across the map, if you notice, because like here, he's not here. And if you see, he comes from off the screen instead of through the little keyhole. Oh, there he appeared. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know what made me think of that one day, but playing this game kind of brought back, maybe this game is what made me think of that. Luckily, they have, even out here, they have a ceiling. See? So when you do get to the upside down castle, you can't fall into the atmosphere. Anyway. But yeah, when I first played it, I was like, it was just Just weird, uncomfortable, like I said, disorienting. Disorienting, right? That's the right way to say it. Here I am, Mr. Grammar Nazi, and I'm like, is it disorienting or disorientating? No, I'm pretty sure it's disorienting. Anyway, so equip your holy glasses here, sees beyond magical curses, and here we go.
I've been waiting for you.
Answer me. Why is a Belmont planning to resurrect Count Dracula?
Dracula rises once a century.
This reason
One
doesn't make
chance
sense to
for
me.
each Belmont to shine, and then we're finished. Forgotten. If I bring him back now, the battle can last for eternity.
You have lost your way. So be it, Vampire Hunter. Let your battle begin with me.
Yeah, so that reasoning doesn't make sense to me. Like, Dracula gets revived once a century. And then that's it. So if I revive him now, the battle can last for eternity. Well, why will it last for eternity? Like, you don't think another vampire hunter will come along and defeat him?
How inconvenient. But we've only just begun. The Master's ascension is at hand.
I'm gonna skip this cutscene because it's one of those bad PS1 cutscenes. It's pretty much the same one I think at the beginning. But clouds, castle, whatever. Alright.
No! What have I done?
You saved him, Alucard. Thank you so much.
Alucard?
Mhm.
The Alucard? You can't be. That was over 300 years ago.
Never mind that. Is the man who controlled you in that castle?
Yes, I think so.
Maria, take Richter and leave here. I'll finish this.
See? No
All
period.
right. Good luck.
There either. And I think he read that wrong, the voice actor. When he said Alucard, the Alucard. I think you meant like the Alucard, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you meet the, you know, like, you're the Alucard? But he's like, Alucard, the Alucard. It's like, no, you didn't read that right. So yeah, now we're Upside Down Castle, and yeah, kind of weird, isn't it? Cool idea, though. But I am going to get to a save room and stop this video. Ooh, Royal Cloak. Give me that. Nice, pretty blue cloak. Anyway. But I plan on doing the next one pretty much immediately, so like I said in the end of the last video, I guess it doesn't really matter because by the time I do this, they'll all be uploaded, so you shouldn't have to wait. All of you 3 people that might watch this video, and that's being generous when I say that. My brother will probably watch this video. Hello, brother. And some random dude at like 3 in the morning might stumble across it who's nostalgic for some Symphony of the Night. So to that random dude, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess your name is Nate. Ooh, I got a rare pickup there, the Skull Shield. I haven't seen that since I played this game when I was younger. Oh, nice. There we go. Speaking of which, now I have to do this. So the shield rod has an effect with every different shield in the game. Most of them aren't that great. Where's my shield rod? But I don't remember what it does with the Skull Shield, so I have to find out now. I want to have an enemy on the screen though, just in case. Alright, let's... Oh. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Although, I don't even think it would... Oh, thanks, demon. I was gonna say, I don't even know if it would hit that enemy. It would... Looks like it would have gone over his head, but... The demon took care of him for me anyway. Alright, what was I using before? The ice brand, there we go. Okay. I think this is a library card. You know what, I am actually going to fight that boss before I save it and quit. Start my next video. And I'm also going to go grab a weapon real quick too. That's just a couple screens away. Darkwing Bat. I never noticed his name. Darkwing Bat. Stop it, Bat. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Bat. Let's get dangerous. I hope someone knows the reference. Darkwing Duck. Old cartoon. I used to watch that. That was a good show. Ring of Vlad. So now there are 5 specific bosses in this game that will drop the 5 pieces of Dracula, which were the same pieces you have to collect or whatever in Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. And you need them to unlock the room to the final boss. Not only that, each one will increase one of your stats by 10 points, which is quite a bit. So it's definitely worth it to get all of these. Well, not to mention that you pretty much have to beat the game. So this part, this is kind of difficult because there's a breakable section of wall. Ow. But it's right... It's not somewhere that you can easily attack, as you can see. There, I attacked the wrong way. There we go. Sword of Dawn. Now, this is more of a sword that kind of looks cool than I would say is really useful. Well, I don't know, maybe it is kind of useful. I want to say there's something in here too. Iron Bull. Already got a couple of those. Zing! Smooth move, Justin. Anyway, just because I mentioned the Sword of Dawn, now I have to show you. So, oh, never mind. I think I got it mixed up with a different sword. It's still cool looking, but nope, I'm thinking of a different sword. Whoops. I don't remember the name of it, but I think the sword I'm thinking of is a drop from this enemy you fight. Actually, I'm gonna see him pretty soon. So maybe I'll get that in a minute here, or a few minutes here, the other sword. I can't remember the name of it though, but it's basically you can like, you hit the button and you like throw the sword out and then it like spins around back to you like a boomerang kinda. Anyway, I'm gonna save it and finish this video before I start the next one. So, anyway, if you're still here, thanks for watching. I'm gonna start the second upside down, well, the upside down castle. I was gonna say the second castle, and I said both of them. Anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm gonna finish the castle. This one goes quicker than the first one because there's not as much running around. But anyway, thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll see you next video. Well, you know, I won't see you. I was gonna say I'll hear you, but, you know, you'll hear me. Whatever. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm like JonTron, I don't know how to end videos, so we'll just end it with that.